So there's massive violation. And the consequence is going to be as Deagle.com. This is a big website that projects, among its other activities, the future populations of the nations of the world, where in the past it has declared that the U.S. population is going to drop from approximately 330 million in 2020 to fewer than 100 million, actually 99 million in 2025. That's in 5 years, a loss of 230 million Americans, Gail. So look around.
Welcome to Free Range with Gail of Gaia, today's exciting program featuring Jim Fetzer. And as usual, he said all kinds of things that we're not allowed on YouTube. So to see the entire video, go to gailofgaia.com or check the description for links.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are. This is Gail of Gaia, and this is Free Range, where we graze on wild ideas, and sometimes they call us conspiracy theorists, and I'm talking with the conspiracy guy, James Fetzer, but the fact of the matter is, when it's a fact, regardless of whether somebody calls it a conspiracy or whatever. That is a coin word, that is a word coined by the CIA in order to discredit people who question the official narrative. And I demand the right to question any narrative and use discernment. And one of the things we're going to talk about today are what's going on with the shot. So anyway, Jim, welcome again. I'm happy to have you. And I know you can tell, most people hopefully have seen this already, but you could just say a real quick thing about your background and why they call you the conspiracy guy or what have you, and then let's kick off on the show. You have a wonderful website.
If anyone deserves that opprobrium, that would be me. I've done research on a huge range of events that are complex and controversial, where I bring together groups of experts to sort them out. And I began with JFK, Gail, but I founded Scholars for 9/11 Truth. My office is only 60 miles from the area where Paul Wellstone's plane went down. So I cut my teeth on those issues. I published books on all of them, given talks. In some cases, have been flown around the world to address 9/11. Athens, wow. Buenos Aires, London, Vancouver.
And you have an awesome website. Why don't you tell people where they can see that? Because it's got great information.
Well, I suspect you mean JimTheConspiracyGuy.com, where there are like 65 different presentations. And most recently, Gail, I published a piece on Un's Review, which is a very distinguished internet journal, entitled What's Wrong with Conspiracy Theories, where I explain, as you were implying, the CIA introduced a phrase to denigrate those who were doing research, actually poking holes in the Warren Commission report, which, of course, is hopelessly inadequate when you get serious about it. But where it turns out that, as I explain in the article, the reason they're attacking conspiracy theorists is because conspiracy theorists are investigating crimes that frequently lead back to the government, so that they are trying to pick and choose who is allowed to be treated seriously from the point of view of criminal investigation. In other words, it's all self-serving. And that particular article now has just cracked, I think, 300 comments. I invite anyone who wants to, get involved.
That's awesome, Jim.
Go to the Un's Review and check it out. Yeah. JFK, of course, is long enough ago that it's not drawing a lot of active criticism. But on 9/11, I've done so much research, and there's so many special interests that want to conceal what actually happened. Then I'm getting a lot of action on 9/11 of people wanting to defend the official narrative when,
Oh
in
my
fact,
God, I can't believe they actually still
yeah.
would do that. You're still
Well,
getting that on there? Unbelievable.
yeah, go
Well,
and check it out for yourself. And anyone might like to participate, drop a comment here, and I respond to quite a few. I've done a lot of research, but I bring, for each individual case, a whole lot of individual experts. In Sandy Hook, for example, 13 experts, including 6 PhDs, where we established that the school had been closed by 2008, that there were no students there, and that it was a FEMA drill presented as mass murder to promote gun control. Indeed, one of my contributors, Paul Preston, who's himself a school administrator who supervised active shooter drills, actually was so troubled by what he saw broadcast from Newtown that day that he reached out to his contacts in the Obama Department of Education, all of whom confirmed to him it had been a drill, that no students had been harmed, and it was done to promote gun control.
Free Range with Gail of Gaia and Free Range Productions is proud to partner with C60evo.com, makers of ESS60 products. C60, the carbon-60 molecule, delivers more than 172 times the power of vitamin C as an antioxidant. ESS60 is simply the purest form of C60, a known antiviral, antibacterial, and anti-inflammatory remedy that not only works, it is the only C60 molecule that is approved for both internal and external use. ESS60 neutralizes free radicals from cell metabolization and external toxins to help minimize inflammation and maximize detoxification. People report better sleep, more energy and flexibility, and renewed mental clarity when they take ESS60 products. For more information, visit ess60.gailofgaia.com. That is ess60.gailofgaia.com.
Gail, thanks for having this time for us to have our conversation. And I wish what we had to report were joyful and uplifting, but the situation we're in is, sad to say, very bleak. And the future of this nation, indeed of the entirety of planet Earth, is quite dire if we can't bring an end to this monstrous effort to wipe out the vast majority of Earth's population.
Jim, one of the things that I'm looking forward to is to have our military take charge. I mean, they say that they are, but it doesn't appear that way to the public. And I'm getting to the point where I want to see that happen, because what's going on now is so dark that there's got to be a light at the end of the tunnel. So
devoutly to be wished, Gail.
Yeah. Well, I guess we covered some disturbing topics today.
I'm a doctor, but I'm a PH, not an MD. So, my background is in the history and the philosophy of science, and I'm an expert in logic, critical thinking, and scientific reasoning. And I can tell you, I've been doing reports virtually from the beginning. I'm doing them now 5 days a week. I was in the past 7 days a week. I'm just reporting a distillation of what I am learning along the way. And, check it out for yourself. Don't let anyone else tell you what you should or should not do. But that includes your directors of county health, your mayors, your governors, even in this case, unfortunately, the president of the United States is not just a nitwit and a moral imbecile, but the head of a crime family. The ramifications for which put most Americans aghast to the extent to which they learned of it. He is not our legitimately elected president, have no doubt. And I'm with Gail in hoping there may be a restoration, that something may occur here where Arizona and the recount there by the cyber ninjas may lead to a correction of the system, because as long as the outcome of votes is determined by Dominion voting machines, we don't have a chance. There's no democracy. Indeed, I believe
we want a constitutional republic. Yeah.
I believe the Democrat Party should be renamed the Undemocratic Party because it's grossly undemocratic and authoritarian and tyrannical. They have lost their way.
You know, I am getting to the point where I don't trust either party. I'm all in favor of a constitutional republic, because sometimes democracy appears to be mob rule, and the constitutional republic, which was co-opted in 1871 by a Congress of crooked people, has led the entire country astray over the years. And we have, it's really important that we get that restored so that there can be a pursuit of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. I mean, where are we going now? I don't see any pursuit of happiness. Do you? That all has to be turned around in order for that to happen. And,
Gail, I thank you for featuring me today. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you so much, Jim, and thank you for your knowledge and your deep research that you do. And I might mention, too, that I'm not a total lightweight as far as science goes either. I do have a master's in science and food science and nutrition and 3 additional postgraduate years at Southwest College of Naturopathic Medicine. And what I see going on is absolutely horrific from a health standpoint. And people can do something too as well from a dietary standpoint, and that is to get yourself as alkaline as possible. And you can do that by testing your urine with pH strips. But that's for another show and another time. But anyway, these things thrive in an acidic environment. So that's something you need to know. But anyway, thank you everyone for watching, and thank you for listening, and thank you, Jim, again. And we'll see you again soon. We'll figure out when. Okay, thank you. Thank you everyone for listening.